Well, it's the state of the school still. I'm going to go on with this series, I believe, for quite a while. I think it's the fifth so far. And I want to stay on the subject of the Amish a little bit. The Amish and me. More directly, how is it going to affect me? In the last video, I was talking about how it seemed to have, that culture, more distant, no doubt, even than the Amish, was coming down through my grandfather and mother. Uh, and I mentioned Hydra in My Head, a series, but I didn't give a link. I might as well mention it again right now. When trying to sort out where did I get all these crazy ideas of mine, give a history of it. I went through this series and made it a playlist. And the two that deal with Grandpa Jim and the closest to the Amish really are the first two, Hydra in My Head, the eldest, in parentheses, and Hydra in My Head, the elder, as I sort of came up through the point where, approaching the point where I lived here. Now, memories of my grandfather related to horse-drawn culture. He did have a hay rake when he had the mules. He owned a hay rake that was gravity-driven. And I remember that was done with the mules. I didn't drive them. But when we were baling with neighbors' equipment, neighbors' tractors and stuff, square bales on a flat wagon, no kicker. And there was that. And also when we raised those bales into the upper barn, he had built that barn, and he built one of these hay lifts, hay fork, that would come down and draw up about 6 bales in a bunch, take them in the barn and drop them. It was quite a rig. It's still there, but I haven't used it. I tried to use it, but it just didn't work with the tractor. Well, it did. I needed other people there. But he used horses to pull the rope away from the barn that lifted that. Or not horses, it would have been his mules. So I do remember that. But anyway, me. Now, how is it going to affect me? I had decided when I came here very early that I wasn't going to try to go with the horse-drawn stuff. I'd skip across it into the ancient times to the hoe in the hand, the shovel, the spade in the hand, handwork. Not on this land. I did not have the skill, the time, the expertise, or the community around me to go with horse-drawn motive power. But I do now. Not me. Well, I can hire it. Elam, I'm sure he's got something like. I know he's got 2 mules. He's got at least 2 workhorses, probably 4, and at least 1 carriage horse, probably 2. And he's proud of them, and he likes them. And he'll hire them out. I mean, he'd probably do a little plowing for me for free, because we're such good friends and he's not that far away. He can come over riding his sulky behind his horses and work for a few hours. And he's got the whole array of equipment. He's got the plows, I guess he uses discs. I think he probably does. But the harrow, planter, roller, and not antique stuff, but not brand new, but absolutely current and functional. And so with his horses, probably this spring, I'll have him do a little bit of plowing for me, because with the horses, he can turn the tight corners that are necessary for me, since I do everything on perfect contours. When you're pulling a plow, a big plow, even a 2-bottom plow, it's really hard with the tractor to make those tight corners. You end up having to kind of go straight, which then makes for a leak in your terrace. I don't need to go into that. And he'll be able to drag logs out of the woods down to the various places where I use firewood. You see, I heat with nothing but wood. But I buy that wood. Someone brings it with a pickup truck. Ultimately, there's a whole mountain of wood up there. But to get that down here without a tractor, his horses. And once again, a horse in the woods can go in skinny little areas that tractors, that requires everything big. So it'll affect me that way. Uh, what else? Me, the Amish, how they're going to affect me. Well, I've already had a sort of, not a restoration of hope exactly, but a reminder of, yes, that works. That culture is fine. It is as close to, it is sustainable with adjustments. And so that's been great. Now I'll learn the language. Uh, if given time, I'll certainly learn the language. And the other thing I might be able to do is offer them, more than I have already, a school. And my supply of books, my library. Elam loves it. I mean, he reads the books I loan him all the time, and I have books on this subject. Uh, well, I guess that's it for now. I just want to say you might want to take a look at Hydra in My Head. I think you would find it interesting. Probably there is more to say, but and COVID's getting better. But this is enough for now. Cat bumped the camera. There she goes. Bye for now.